Hey guys, what to trade next week? In this video I will discuss euro dollar, we will analyze dollar CAD, Aussie dollar, we will take a look at gold and WTI crude oil, and I will share with you a very nice trade on European pair. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's start. Right, traders, let's start our analysis with the Aussie dollar pair. And the first thing to note analyzing a daily time frame is the fact that the pair is trading in a long-term bearish trend. You can see that for a quite long period of time the pair is falling and we are trading in a healthy bearish trend. Now zooming in the chart and analyzing a recent price action, we can see that once the pair set a new low close right here, the market started a very nice correctional movement. We reached that strong structural resistance, and from that resistance the market dropped nicely. Here you can see that the pair set a high level and we saw a pullback. And take a look, traders, here on a daily with my students we spotted a very strong horizontal structure. You can see that in the past it was a very strong support. Then after the breakout it turned into resistance and was respected 2 times in a row. And then after the breakout again it turned into support. And after one more breakout, of course it turned into resistance again. And you can see how nicely the market respected that structure. It makes me think that this high momentum bearish candle, this engulfing bearish candle, will most likely push the market lower. Analyzing a 4-hour time frame, analyzing lower time frames, not even a 4-hour, analyzing an hourly time frame, take a look what I spotted right here. If we take that structure low and draw a trend line, you can see that here we got a very peculiar trend line. And here we got one more. So here it looks like we have a perfect example of a bearish flag pattern. Yes, the market was correcting itself within this flag. And finally, once the resistance was reached, bears started to push. So what can we expect next week? I guess next week the pair will keep falling, and the first goal for sellers will be that structurally the market may retest the broken support of the flag, and there will be your safest point to sell the market. So the bias is very bearish. I expect a further decline, and for entries, watch the broken support of the flag. Hey traders, trade with me in my premium educational group. There on daily live streams I will do live trading sessions for you. There I will show you my active trades. There I will show you how I manage my trades. If you want to combine learning and earning experience, it will be the best place for you to be. For more info, check my website. It is vasilytrader.com/private group, the link in the description below, or text me in one of the social networks. I will give you more details. Now let's briefly take a look at dollar CAD here. You can see that from the beginning of June, the market is very bullish. Once we reached the structural low, bulls started to push. Yes, and here we got a very sharp bullish movement. And ahead is a current year's high. Yes, you can see that the market reached that on Friday, and we were nice to reject it from the structure. But traders, even though on trading many posters were looking for shorting opportunities from that resistance, I assume that the market may go a bit higher. If we zoom out the chart, traders, if we zoom out the chart and analyze the price action, you can see that here, based on that low, we can draw a trend line. Yes, a very strong vertical support right here. And analyzing the highs, taking that high, we can find that strong trend line. You can see that here dollar CAD pair is trading within a rising parallel channel. Yes, and you can see that in the past the market was easily setting new highs and started a bearish movement from the resistance of this channel. So next week, traders, if you want to short, let the price reach the resistance of the channel first. I guess it will be safer structure to short from. Even though that horizontal structure resistance is strong right here, that vertical resistance is stronger. So pay close attention to this one, and from that we'll expect a bearish movement. Now let me share with you a great long trade that we took with my students on a European pair. But first, let's analyze the pair together, and let me explain to you what is the logic behind the trade that we took. So first of all, from the beginning of March, the market is trading in a bullish trend. We are setting higher highs and higher lows. And analyzing the lows, I spotted right here a very peculiar rising trend line. Yes, you can see how nicely the pair respects that trend line. And you can see that in the past, from that trend line, we saw very strong bullish rallies. So when the market was testing that trend line this week, I was looking for confirmation to buy the pair. And let me show you what confirmation we spotted with my students on an hourly time frame. Opening an hourly time frame, over here we can spot a very peculiar triangle. Traders, yes, I hope you see the ascending triangle right here. Classic reversal pattern over here. Here was our triangle. The price broke the neckline of a triangle, and with my students we bought this triangle on a retest. Yes, and you can see that then beer started to push, and our position was in a drawdown, but we had a very safe stop loss, and for that reason we easily survived this stop hunting. So currently we are holding a long trade, and for now our first target is that local high. Yeah, so you can see that the market already started to grow nicely. And our second target for that trade will be a current structure high. Yeah, because the market is trading in a bullish trend, I assume that the pair can easily reach a current structure high. So next week, once the market opens, you can try to buy the pair on an occasional retest of the broken neckline of a triangle. Yes, it is still possible. So once you open the charts on Monday, set your buy limit on the retest right here. Yeah, and probably you will be involved in that trade as well. Also, don't forget about the break-even point. Once the market reaches that level right here, move your stop to entry and make your position risk-free. If you want to learn how I trade triangles, if you want to learn my strategy to trade the triangle, watch this video. There I explain how I trade the triangle. And now let's discuss EURDollar, traders. On a daily time frame, you can see that this week was quite bullish for EURDollar. The market bounced nicely. And what is the reason why buyers are buying EURDollar? Don't forget that if we open a weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame here on the left, we have a very strong horizontal structure. Yes, we have a very important low of 2016, right? And from that structure, for now, buyers are willing to buy. And the question is, what is next? What to expect from EURDollar next week? For now, remember that the next strong selling wave may initiate only after the breakout of that support. Only when the price breaks that support to the downside, only then we will see a strong bearish continuation. For now on EURDollar, on focus are two important structures. The first structure that is in my radar is that horizontal resistance. Yes, you can see how nicely the pair respected that structure in the past. So I assume that once that structure is reached, we may expect a bearish movement from that. So once that structure is reached, next week wait for a confirmation to sell from here. And of course, once I will be in, once I see a confirmation, I will post an update on my free Telegram channel. Then if the price breaks that resistance to the upside, I see one more very important structure. Yeah, here it goes. Very strong resistance right here. And again, the plan will be the same. Once that resistance is reached, you are patiently waiting for confirmation, and only when you spot the confirmation, only then you short. If you want to learn, traders, how to trade with the confirmation, watch this video. There I explain how I trade with the confirmation. So for now, traders, I won't make any forecast. For now, I just say that on focus are these structure levels, and we must pay close attention to them. Even though on euro dollar for now it is very hard for me to make a forecast, on gold I'm very bearish. I'm very bearish in analyzing a daily time frame. Traders, very important thing happened with gold this week. As you remember, we were watching this horizontal trading range together. You can see that after this sharp bearish movement, the market started to consolidate within that range. And we discussed that bearish breakout of the support of the range will be very strong bearish, and we will look for shorting, then on a retest of a broken support of the range. You can see that with this high momentum bearish candle, the market broke the support of the range. But then you can see we bounced violating the broken support to the upside. So what does it mean? It simply means that even though that structure is not valid, the market is bearish. We set here a new low. Yes, after setting equal lows based on the support of that range, we finally set a new low. And now our sell zone is based on the resistance of the range, the upper boundary of the resistance of the range, and current price levels. Here is our sell zone. That is the zone where selling volumes will accumulate. And from that zone, we will expect a bearish movement at least to that level, right? So if you want to trade gold next week, if you want to short it, I would suggest looking for shorting opportunities within that area, with your stop loss simply being above the resistance of the range that which is discussed. Bias is very bearish. Pay close attention to that area and be prepared for a bearish continuation. Last but not least is WTI Crude Oil. And this week I made a very nice prediction in WTI Crude Oil. I predicted that from that high the market will drop. You can see how nice bearish movement we had this week. And what is next? First, let's analyze the price action on a daily. I want to remind you traders that at the moment oil is trading within a rising parallel chain. Yes, and within that channel this week we broke support line of a wedge pattern. Where is that wedge? If we take that low and draw a trend line, you can see here we have a very strong rising trend line, and here we have one more. Yeah, so within the channel we got this rising wedge pattern that was broken to the downside. Yes, its support was broken, then we got a retest, and after that the market dropped sharply. So you can see that with the sharp bearish movement, the market managed to violate this very strong horizontal structure support. I assume that the market may drop even lower. I assume that next week oil may drop to the support of the channel. Yes, I assume that chances will be very high to see a bearish continuation. But then important decision will be ahead on WTI. Once the support of the channel is reached, yeah, I will be looking for trend following opportunities. I will be waiting for a confirmation to buy, expecting a bullish trend continuation. Remember that oil is trading in a bullish trend, and trend is our friend. So chances will be high to see a bullish movement from that. Yes, and once I'm in, once I see a confirmation, I will post an update on my free Telegram channel. So don't forget to subscribe. But if you want to catch a strong bearish rally, if you want to catch a bearish impulse, if you are very bearish for some reason, I would recommend you waiting for a bearish breakout of the support of the channel. If we close below the support of the channel, ideally, I assume that we will see a strong bearish movement, at least to that level. Yeah, so consider breakout trade. It is, it is a probable scenario as well. So you need strictly daily candle close below the support of the channel to confirm a coming bearish movement. Alright traders, let me know if you have any questions. Remember that in the comment section you can ask your questions. I always read your comments, so don't be shy and ask. Also traders, if you want to learn how to trade, if you want to see how I trade live, I want to invite you in my premium educational group. The link in the description below. Also, traders, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you next week.